seeing a lot of indie games doing really well, opening to millions of copies sold, and fanfare across every single platform. While sure, some AAA games are doing this too, which I'll get into later, like Requiem recently, the majority of AAA this year at least has been kind of in a state of chaos. I keep saying this, and I will bang that drum until it breaks, but indie games are starting to become so good that it's becoming hard to compare them or be surprised anymore when they overtake the AAA mantle for either most players, most copies sold, or the highest review scores. I want to talk about a lot of games here: Tainted Grail, Resident Evil.
uh, there's some people are throwing down with Resident Evil. Okay. People always bring up the AAA games. Okay, AAA games just means, to me, honestly. People keep talking about this. Well, the AAA games are falling apart. Like, games are games. Like, Capcom's been around since the fucking, what, 80s? They've been around for 40 fucking years. You know, they're the ones that start the whole franchises of, you know, some things, you know, Mega Man. I think they did the Castlevanias and that, you know. Or no, that was Capcom. Not Capcom, but that one. Well, I was saying is, you know, like, like Resident Evil's been around for a long ass time. It's just like Diablo. Diablo 2's been around fucking forever. And like every time people talk about all this stuff, like I said about triple games, all that, it's like when you look at the franchises that are out there, I personally look at individual franchises like Castlevania. There's a new Castlevania coming out. Supposedly it's gonna be like Metrovania. It's gonna be the same thing. I say, you know what? Every single game has a selective purpose and how it's played. When you go all the way back, who created those purposes? Like the RPG franchise came up with like Final Fantasy, the very first one, you know. And then you had the action short, you know, base games and that. You know, what started off with that, you know, like Zelda, for instance, like the first Zelda for Nintendo, you know, the hack and slash. They had a couple of hack and slashes, but all it is, people are making too many games, and they're not just making enough DLCs of games. Killing Floor, for instance. Killing Floor took a design. People say, "Oh, it's killing zombies." They say, "Oh, it's killing infected," and then you find out it's just bio, you know, weapons. Okay, so it took it kind of from Resident Evil to a certain extent, but made into a, you know, fun, keep on killing kind of thing. Get a bunch of new weapons and keep on going until you fucking die, type stuff. Killing Floor 2 came out. I have to talk about this because Tripwire is not a fucking AAA game. It's not a AAA company. Or what do you want to say about that? They're not a big global company. Well, it's kind of like how Diablo was. Diablo started like that. Diablo 1 was fucking great. Diablo 2, Diablo Lord Destruction, amazing. That's why they keep on making it now. Diablo 3 sucked ass. It was average as fuck. You know, it was fun for the beginning part, but the prolongation of it was fucking shitty. Diablo 4, same thing. You could prolong it. You can make new characters. Now in Diablo 2, you know, I made a warlock character. Character's fucking cool as fuck. Diablo 4, I don't know how the warlock character is. You know, and you gotta look at the story. Story of Diablo 1, it was more based upon the story. The game was very gruesome, very scary, had more a domination effect on you. Diablo 2 was more like, I guess it was kind of scary. Really look at the lore and all that, but your character's super strong. And then you had Diablo 3, they brought you to be a fucking Nephilim, which didn't make any sense because Nephilims have nothing to do with the demons or the angels and that, and the absence of God or whatever that it is. It was really weird. Yeah, it was really weird. So think of Resident Evil. Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 were fucking classics. Then Resident Evil 4 came out. Resident Evil 4, legendary. Legendary still. Still the best Resident Evil. Period. Game was fun. It was long enough to be interesting. And then they need to make a DLC on that. Resident Evil 9. Extremely fun. Grace parts are really good. If you like the action part of Leon, Leon's really fucking good too. And I would say like Village was really good. 7 was okay. I didn't really care for 7 too much. I mean, it was good. It was like a little bit above average. It was like a 6 out of 10. 8 was more like 8. 9. I'd say it's probably 8, 8.5. Scored and all that. 4 is definitely a 10 out of 10. Remake of 3 was basically a fucking 5. 2 was like a 9. The first Resident Evil remake, I could say it's probably like I don't know an 8. 5 was definitely like a hit and miss, but it was fun. I liked the shooting and that, and the co-op play that was really good. That's what they need to bring back. They need to bring back fucking co-op play. Who gives a shit? Who doesn't want to run around with a friend and kill a bunch of zombies and go through a storyline with them? Some games back then, like when I grew up in that, they were single player games, but you could play multiplayer with them. They were just single player based games you could run through. There's a couple games out there you just play with people. If there was another character there that was main story character, you could select them and play with them. And you just play through the game. Just imagine if you play with 2 Graces. Or have 4-player Grace mode. To where you guys play through. Either you could speed run it, see who gets it done faster, or you can help each other out. Just put more zombies in there. The place is big as fuck as it is, but just put more zombies. Have a little bit more fun. And that's the key thing. Fun. When you're having more fun than that, just imagine there my buddy was playing. He played with a different Grace. Like you couldn't select the Grace on right now. You couldn't be the Lady D Grace. You could have to be someone else. And then with Leon, same thing. It was kind of like playing like Splinters, like time splitters. Time splitters, you could play multiplayer. They had a fun. It was fun. So that's how games used to be good. Like Time Splitters was really fucking good. It was a fun action-packed game. You could play. It was a single-player, first-person shooter, and you could play with another person and have fun.
Finally. We made it. We did it.
Yeah, this final puzzle is kind of weird.
Are you alright? Emily?
I don't know.
But yeah, like, stop
Oh,
making
let's
games that be
Oh my god.
made to be like, oh, let's support this and support that.
Hey!
This is why reviewers are just stupid. I fucking just despise people that do the whole review thing and that are like, critics are now just politicians, basically. They all do the politician thing. Who am I swaying? You don't sway people. I always say this, you don't sway people that don't give a fuck about you. I can't, put that enough in there. Like, a lot of people, like, they want to push people that, don't care about video games, like,
Please.
the activist community and that. So, like, oh, well, we're gonna get mad. Like, Scary Movie 6 is gonna, they did a fucking really, like, light trans joke.
Just let it be in here.
Then you had, like, a person that got fucking mad, and they think that, oh, well, the community that's not that fucking big, that most of them just believe in something, they think it's fucking mean and cruel. It's like, yeah, I mean, look at the black community, man. Like, I was watching Undercover Brother. It's a bunch of black people talking a bunch of shit about white people, and they're making fucking really funny jokes that white people actually do. And then white people were fucking doing the same thing. They're making fun of eating fried chicken and shit. It was fucking hilarious. And people are getting offended by stupid ass shit. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Are you serious? Oh man, you can't be doing that stuff. You're doing this, doing that. That's like... It's like, bro, these people are just having a good fucking time. Oh yeah, this is the one. This is how you get the... That's the final puzzle right there, actually. People have so much fifis in that, And these people just want to complain about shit just to complain about shit. And that's what it does.
Yes, so you know that.
on third person, she falls so damn much.
Why does this shit keep happening? Oh, you made it. Okay. Oh. Oh.
Sherry, Grace is still here.
The FBI agent.
Yeah. Found some files on Victor's computer. She's connected to this somehow.
Is she okay?
No. But I've got it covered.
I like this rifle a lot. This one. Should be.
Hit. Must be time for the evening service. All right. Excuse me.
Yeah, that guy presses. I don't like it that he doesn't reload fast enough. What do I mean by that? That he sits there, he clicks the bullet thing again, or the he tries to fire off the handgun again. You hear the clicking sounds that just like. Kind of annoying. So just reloading.
There's got to be a way to get to the surface.
So I got the dowel. So that's like the whole point. Because then after I'm done doing this, I can get the unlimited rocket launcher. I'm not gonna say insane mode's gonna be fucking easy, but a lot of people, you know, some guys say you speed run insane mode, and they're like, oh, I forgot a way to kill the Hulk.
I know it hurts. I'm so sorry.
Or the Hunk, or whatever the fuck his name is. Super fast on insane mode. He say he kills him instantly. Say I'm gonna save. So which one is the one I want to save that? That is the one I don't want to save that. That's the pressure thing. Yeah, insane mode is fucking stupid. Because of the grace is you can sneak past almost everybody. But everyone always says that first person mode seems to be the best for grace. Which I agree with.
Insufficient power. Reset the power distribution units on the lower floor.
I gotta get the power. It's my only chance.
They purposely make her run fucking slow as fuck. Like Leon literally like runs twice as fast as her.
Just die already. Two to go.
But yeah, I was listening to the lore of the singer and that, like, it's basically, I guess, the person had some type of disorder. It's fucking hilarious how they say people can't change that.
Only one more.
But yeah, this is why I don't like to say, oh, there's disorder and shit.
Give me a break.
Go my way, you fat bitch.
successfully restored.
They should open the hatch. I need to hurry.
Yeah, that thing would have to be in Raccoon City. Okay. But yeah, they were talking about all these. Why a doctor, Gideon, or whatever the fuck his name is, Victor, whatever, did all that scientific shit on people. He's trying to evolve human beings.
We're getting out of here. Get out of the fucking way. Come on. Open.
Yeah, so literally they go in people's brains and they start snipping like neurological things, and then just like makes them like regress. Of course, a woman's taking fucking oxys. That's such a, I mean, that's how it would be. Leon's getting his ass fucking beaten, you know, coughing up blood and shit, and he's dealing with it. She's all taking oxycodone and shit. I just find that kind of funny though. You know? I don't know if I really want that or not. Nah, I just find it really funny in that. Yeah, he runs literally like twice as fast.
It's like time stopped here.
If not for Umbrella, it could have just been a normal city.
Yeah. Now it's nothing but ash and memories.
How's there a gigantic fucking spider?
Oh, shit. right? Now what?
Shoot him, Leia! Definitely gonna be a bitch to fucking
You're real fast, you know that. I guess I gotta squash you.
Dude, what the fuck, man? What the fuck, dude? You're wrong, motherfucker.
Haven't you had enough? I don't have time for pest control.
That's not too bad. Raccoon Central.
Okay, Sherry. I've hit the barricade. Looks like someone else was here first. And they were planning on busting their way in. No way around?
The Army Corps of Engineers erected it to seal the city. It goes on for miles.
Guess the only way in is through then.
You can just climb the fence. I mean, you can get through barbed wires. Cut it. Yeah. Okay.
Now, whose camp is this? Sure, there's an old BSAA camp here. Place is trashed. Looks like they left in a hurry.
What were the BSAA doing in Raccoon City?
Blowjobbing.
Interesting.
What is it?
The computer's not locked. They were also headed to the center of Raccoon City.
Interesting, too. That reminds me. I dug a little deeper in the Pentagon's database, and I noticed something's missing.
What's that?
There's no record of anyone ordering the missile strike on Raccoon City.
Well, if not them, then who?
Leon triggered the alarm. Well, looks like your campaign to make the DSO stand down really didn't work, Zeno.
I'll leave this matter to you, then.
Rich people. That's why I fucking always dislike about rich people. So you end up finding out that a Chinese, CCP stupid motherfucker and this is real life,
I should check the camp some more.
is doing the whole protest thing. And like people are on the ground being like, "Oh, this is unusual. You guys got all these pre-made things," and they're all talking about open it up, bitch. Press the button. Retarded. I missed some stuff over here, didn't I? Oh yeah, that's right. Is it glitched out or something? I think it's glitched out. You're supposed to go through here, but it's not letting me go through there. Okay, what the fuck is going on? No, it's not letting me press the button. Let's go ahead and just reload it. Well, no, I was supposed to go through the fucking garage. What the fuck is going on? What the? Why is this game glitching out now? Yeah. Why is it not doing that? Dude, my game's glitched out. What the fuck is going on? Yeah. That's the first thing I normally just go through the garage. The fire progress up by a little bit. Oh, okay. Well, I guess that's how I had to search it out. Whatever. That was just weird though, because I'm just like, what the? I think I had to go. Oh, I didn't have to do that. My bad. There's like a lock picking thing I have to get into one. Oh, fuck! Jeez.
Strange. Where are all the bodies?
Where's all the bodies? Watch this. Yeah, I really don't like that scope too much. Scope's just annoying. That dude knocked my ass hard as hell. That dude's annoying. No, I was trying to do the the dodge thing, but it didn't work too well.
Bad news, Sherry. This place is overrun with zombies.
What? That's impossible. They should have all been wiped out by the missile.
Yeah, they should have.
There was like 300,000 people were like watching people stream this
Should be
game.
a part for the detonator somewhere around here.
That's fucking hilarious. That's what it said. That was just on like PlayStation 5. Yeah, it's because Resident Evil 2 is so fucking good. People love watching that shit.
Sherry, found the distributor.
And then again, I can't blame
Two
you
more
for doing
parts and I
that.
can jerry-rig the detonator for that gate.
Can you see any more from your position?
I know the BSAA camp. That should have the signal receiver.
Gas station.
Relay's over there, huh? That should be a fun trip.
Kind of makes you want to play Resident Evil 4. But then again, you can't upgrade your guns. Your guns are just as good as it. Oh, wait a minute, can you
Got the
upgrade your guns
location
in
for
Resident
those
Evil 4?
parts. Going to collect them now.
Yeah, you can. You can upgrade your guns in Resident Evil 4.
I'll look into the BSAA in the meantime.
But I don't know if you get unlimited ammo with all your guns, though. See how good my shot is. It's always fun killing them. The thing of it is, like, I'm trying to find the last raccoon monument thing, and I cannot find it. I went through this game probably 3 or 4 times altogether, and like, I'm looking on my map because I got the map things. I just cannot fucking find that shit. I have no idea where it's. I'm looking everywhere for this shit. Playing through the game multiple times because I do enjoy this game a lot. I think it's really fun. But you know how annoying it is to play through a game that many fucking times trying to find one. Like I already got the final puzzle thing. That one was fucking easier. That was easier to find the fucking. That was easier to find the fucking medallion. I can leave the scope on. I do like using a sniper. Sniper cool. Yeah, I always look on this to see if I can find one. Always looking around for it. I'm thinking it's gonna pop up, but it never does. I believe the game's glitched on that part. At least on that part. Unless it's supposed to be inside one of these lockers, it doesn't show it unless I open it up, which I'm thinking that's the only thing I can think of. There's one of these lockers that's locked. I have to get the lockpick for, which I'm thinking that's somewhere. Okay, go backwards. Hey, spear guy. Oh, so funny. Missing a shit ton. Yeah, it doesn't show where stuff's at as long if I don't have the things on block. That's what I'm thinking. Oh god! It's a zombie! Get him! Get him! Yeah! Fuck you! Bad zombie. I think it's too early to like call out liberals for being stupid. I like killing zombies. They remind me of liberals. They're mindless, stupid, and they want to cause a bunch of mayhem. Good times. It's like one of the things that people say. It's like I used to be a liberal, then I I just got smarter. I say, well, how'd you get like? Well, why does it even matter? It says when you know lies, when you know that people are lying to you, especially when you figure out they are lying to you, you start realizing these motherfuckers are lying to me. They just don't make sense. It's not even the liberal. It's not even the actual politics of liberals. It's the mindset of a commie. We understand that even people in the Republican Party are still communist people. Like we started to see that people are starting to starting to notice treason all over the place. Like the CCP tries to control our government through money. These greedy assholes are like, oh, I want millions of dollars now, and it's like, dude. It's like, I never understood the whole power thing. Like, if you live like a normal person, every time I see people that are like, you know, if they do live rich and they have responsibilities, like I said, the guy that bought Paramount, his father was literally the, what, third richest person in the world? Dude was worth like $250 billion. When you're building an empire and you make an enormous amount of fucking money, which they typically do, you start to realize that's a lot of fucking money. But then you start seeing it from the perspective of a person that, you know, doesn't have money. It's like, what would you do with power like that? What would you do? Because that's retaining of power in our world is currency. If you had that much fucking power, you either do really stupid shit. Because people always fall in line with money. They're like, oh, dude, I'll do anything for $1 million. You'll suck an old man's dick for $1 million type shit. Over there. I know he's over there. Ah! Ah! Yeah, I don't mind getting hit. This is good shit. Sure, bitch. Oh god. Fuck you! Fun times.
That did it.
This is like a water treatment plant. Oh, yeah, this is a water treatment plant. But yeah, now we're starting to find out all this stuff about people and that. And it's getting to that point. Dude, there's so much fucking corruption in our world because of the fucking money laundering that we have. Like, and then we're finding out with Iran that people are trying to do the BRICS service, where they're trying to do a different currency, United States currency. And people mention, what's wrong with that? I said, because when you get a communist party that literally doesn't give a fuck about humanity, they don't give a fuck about anybody about their own power, that's when you start to get into predicaments. The thing is that people don't understand, the U.S. economy fucking goes flat, the whole world's gonna go flat. Because we're actually willing to not be pieces of shit with our currency. We're a free enterprise country. That's what capitalism is. People look at capitalism like, oh, devour the weak, and blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, man. Capitalism means you capitalize on your financial. You capitalize on the financial shit that you do. Okay, if you're a fucking moron with your money, that's your fucking problem. You're the one that's fucking up. You're the one that's being stupid with your fucking money. It's just why a lot of like people that are fucking just real well retarded, they do these type of things. They say stupid ass shit like capitalism's so bad. Do you know what capitalism actually is? Like it's the will to do whatever you want with your money. Yes, taxes fucking suck. Yes, I know. Taxes are fucking terrible. I agree with that.
Guy at the end, white suit.
Because you're mixing authoritarian-based spending on capitalistic-based gainings.
So there are ghosts involved.
So what I'm trying to say is that you can't have two different money ways in a system. It always fits. That's why when people come in lower down taxes, people are like, oh yay, that's so cool and that blah blah blah. But when people come in and raise up taxes, they're saying we're gonna tax the rich. The rich get taxed a shit ton to begin with. But you gotta understand, why are they rich? And people don't think about that. They're like, It's like, why are people rich? When you can't answer a simple question like that, they say, well, it's because of, because they work hard. People don't just, I mean, yes. Sometimes you get money in that through family and that. I completely agree with that. And some people do get a lot of wealth, but they still have to make that wealth. Like people, when people mention about Trump and that Trump's dad, gave him, wealth. What's wrong with that? That was back during the fucking 70s. That was back before we start to really get into, like, our country started to really build up. Our country only been around since, like 1775 or something like that. We've been around for 250 years. So you cut back 26 years, 250 years, 24, so it's 224 years ago from 2000. So I was back in, 1774 when this country was founded. 250 years we have done amazing progresses. Not even just with our country, but with the fucking world. Other countries that have communistic type ways are shit. Look at Japan. Japan's capitalistic as fuck. Japan makes the bulk of the most entertaining thing that us cartoon or say anime dorks fucking love to watch. They make enormous amount of fucking money off that, and they're cool as fuck. Nah, I can't say you want to live there because freedom of speech kind of sucks ass. You can't really do too much. See, that's what the thing is. Freedom of speech allows you to not be jailed for the stuff that you say. Now, obviously, if you can have debates with people. Yeah, you can. But people try to say, it's like, oh, I have freedom of speech. It's like you do have freedom of speech. But you also have a responsibility over the things that you say over hurting people. So if you say things that are lies, your freedom of speech is separate from the consequences of your lies. So if you say some shit about someone, just to say, and it's a lie, and that person comes up to you and you say, no, why are you saying stuff? You say, well, I have freedom of speech. Say, yeah, freedom to speak your mind, yes, but it doesn't mean the consequences can't be. Like, you can't harass people. It's against the law. But you can. You can harass people. Most cops don't give a shit. If you go up to someone and say you're a fat person, that's a form of what you call harassment. You're calling out something that's honestly true, but you're calling out something. And people tend to get mad at that shit. They're like, whoa. Okay, I need to go back. Okay, I gotta take a picture a little bit. 65 hours. But all I'm saying is that people get to that point where they have to understand there's still things that you cannot do, and there's still things you can do. I'll bring it back. Hold on. But anyway, like every time we go through this type of shit, and people themselves want to understand that life itself is going to have rules of engagement. It's called it's a respect kind of like honor law, I guess you could say it like that, where people honor people. It's like I honor people that are respectful towards me, and I respect them first because if I don't know someone, I'm going to give them respect up front. It's just the common courtesy of what we should do as human beings. And when people overstep that boundary, and they tend to say, really stupid shit because they deal with stuff at work or honestly in real life and that. And normally it's always, law abiding, not law abiding, but I would say law hating people. People that just hate law. And they seem to always sit there and fight against law. And they do it so much that they really don't care if they get in trouble because they're not being disciplined. If they get disciplined, the first off, they'll get fucking super pissed off. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing that. I mean, how many people deal with people that in real life? That people would sit there and be massively fucking ignorant. And then when they get pushed, they sit there and they get more violent. That'd be funny. Let one of those motherfuckers try to swing on someone like me. Like, for real, let someone swing on me. I haven't been in a fight in a really long fucking time. And I'm just like, that'd be really nice. Have someone swing on me where I can actually do something. I mean, I probably wouldn't do much because I know levitation's a fighting. Because, when I fight, and that honestly, most people can't fight worth fucking shit to begin with. They're very, very stupid and very, very slow. Man, I've been in scrimmages with people and that, like, and I remember certain things and that like people talk a good talk and they always want to be like, well, this and that. Every time I look at that, I say, if you're a fucking massively overweight guy, or if you're like mellow, like, and you're not that strong and Jill as a person, and you want to walk around and be like, oh yeah, I'm a good fighter and that, blah, blah, blah. I said, like, dude, I'm like, first things first, your shoulders, like the thickness of your arms or your forearms or your shoulders and just like your chest and that kind of tells you at least you've done push-ups and that. But most of the times, if you ask how you build your body up, oh, I punched the boxing bag, probably like 100,000 times in my life. Obviously, I'm just, exaggerating, but for some people, that's the honest truth. They train when they're young and that. And you could throw out a couple hundred punches in a training session. I personally done that myself. Is it hard? Yeah. I mean, I used to be a big big punching bag person. I'll punch a bag fucking really fucking, for a long period of time. I used to love training in that shit. I used to go up to this local gym down the street, and I used to have box bags. Dude, I'll get my little padded, I get thin little padded gloves and that, so I can have some squish. I still have it today. And I would sit there and do jabs and do, side punches, do my uppercuts and that. Obviously, I would shadow box and that, throw my fist around that. And I started to understand. I got, I built up a nervous system of speed. I can tap pretty fast. And I remember one of the big guys there, he was kind of watching me, No, I was fucking hitting the bag, and I was hitting it, decently hard, and I was throwing some weight on that, because most of those big-ass bags are at least 200 pounds, give or take. And, they weigh kind of a lot for a reason. Or maybe they're standard like 150 pounds or something like that. But what I'm saying is, like, I was punching that, and I was delivering, quite a bit of blows. And like one of the guys there, I mean, obviously this dude's on steroids. It's very obviously he is. He's fucking really. He's like, I think at the time I was like 30. Yeah, I think I was like 30 or 31. This dude was probably like maybe like in his late 40s, maybe early 50s. Jacked out of his mind. His whole family was like that. Like his wife was into lifting and that. And I just, okay, you're a bodybuilder. You probably take PEDs and shit, bro. And like I listened to him talking that, because that's one of the things I try to train myself to do, is train myself with noticing bad vibes or noticing certain things that people are doing. It's a meditation that I say most people need to do. It's a sixth sense. You start to see things from a different perspective. You start to use your spirit to feel out other people's intentions. That's how you become a really good fighter, is to know intentions. Know when someone's going to swing at you. Know how people are going to fight in that. And all I have to say is when you talk about fighting altogether, there's enormous amount of people that always go by the basic rule of law of fighting. They always do the basics of basics first. Basics are good. Train your basics all the time. But when you start getting more advanced, like me, like people always do the boxing thing. They always do boxing. I said the first things first about boxing, it's a very aggressive sport on the body. Your leverage is based upon your stamina. And fighting altogether is based upon stamina, but certain techniques take less stamina. It's like me that like I'm more into deflecting and parrying with my hands than I am bobbing and weaving with my body. I said bobbing and weaving takes way too much energy. Well, you can get shots off but the person can parry and deflect if he's strong, if he's a strong man, and he can parry and deflect your hits, you're never going to hit the motherfucker. You can box him until you fucking get tired. You throwing that kind of speed and him just parrying you is going to be a lot more easier for him to dodge you with the parry with his hands than it is to sit there and bob and weave. Because you can't take two different sports styles. These are sports. They say, well, boxing, it can be really good at fighting. Yeah, but fighting is universally whoever wins, wins. It doesn't matter. You can step on a dude's fucking nuts for all you care. We put up rules and regulations like that for a reason. But if you talk about actual fighting, everything goes. And if you train a sport in that, you're also just fixate on that sport. Karate, boxing, judo. A lot of people would say, well, judo is probably one of the best ways of doing it. Yeah, I think judo is probably one of the best ways. Body leverage is really good. A lot of people know judo. A lot of people know certain things. But all I'm trying to say is, like, we get into these kind of, like, mindsets. We want to think of things. Like, one of the guys at work, he kind of asked me about that. He asked me if I could beat him up or something like that. He's like, you think you could take me? I'm like, I don't know. I bench press 315 pounds, And he kind of looked at me. He's like, so, okay. Yeah, I do normally do 225, and the max I did was like 16 times. Obviously, I have to do it on the spread, bench, because I can't do it on a traditional bench. For some reason, my wrists, I've always had bad wrists. I still do today. It's probably from all the punching and shit. So my wrists had developed that kind of. I never recovered my wrist that much. That's why I'm taking peptides and I try to recover my tendons and shit. Because I always had huge issues with my tendon strength. And I kind of like looked at him and I'm like, no, I don't think anyone should be afraid of a person that's that's out of shape like you, bro. Like you're out of shape. You're standing with shit. Like you couldn't stand and get in a fighting position and do that for even a couple minutes before your body would just say, oh man, that's too much. Then you'll start complaining and be like, oh, come on, man. I wasn't taking you seriously. I didn't mean to want to fight you, man. I apologize. That's basically what it comes down to. And you're like, okay, well, keep your, stop just talking and fucking, start performing, motherfucker. Stop yapping your big ass mouth and understand that, that you can't be a piece of shit all the damn time like that. But of course, this kid was just asking a question. But people always come down, and then when I ask questions like that, I say, it's So you want to test out your manhood in that? That's fine. I can understand that. I'm 100% with that. You know, test out your manhood and understand where you lie at so you can get better. You know, because one of the kids, it kind of reminds you of me. I was working with him up at Zips and that. Cool ass good though. I mean, he was just like being stupid and he smoked a lot of fucking weed and act like he was gangster and shit. And like he asked me, he's like, he asked me the same question, and he said, he's like, do you think you could take me? And I said, I mean, probably can. I mean, I am stronger than that, you know. And I've been, you know, training for a long ass time now. I mean, obviously, I don't train a shit ton anymore, like I used to, because you know sometimes there's no point in training unless you really have to like get into the motion again, which you just get into it again. But you know, as most people do, they get that kind of like serious look on their face. He's like, you really think you could take me now? He has like pictures of him like doing stuff like I do the same thing you do. It's just the problem is, you know, it's not about being. I don't think it's all about being, say, defensive or being offensive all the time. Like people practice on being offensive so much. I said maybe you should look at being more defensive than being offensive. And you know, it's kind of like makes you think. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, well, they said the best offense is a defense. I said, well, a best defense could be an offense. Because if you practice on being more energy reliable with your defense, it doesn't matter how offensive someone is. It's all about stamina. If someone's stamina runs out because their muscles can't handle the load that they're throwing out, they know they have a time limit on their stuff. So, like, you're going to run out of stamina. Once you're out of stamina, you're huffing and puffing. Obviously, you're not going to want to fight anymore because you fucking can't. Your body's levitation goes down dramatically that you literally fucking are, well, you're hurting yourself. You know, so when I see people that sit there like, you know, it's like, oh, they'll like tell me that they have like heart problems, and I'm like, yeah, you shouldn't say that you fight then. Because I would say, like, overwhelming strength, a lot of people throw down a lot, and they really do. They throw down incredibly a lot. You know, when they're like really big people and that, like when they leverage their weight a lot. But like when it comes down to types of like things and that, like especially when they're teenagers and that, they're like, oh, well, I'm strong as fuck and that. It's like, I mean, I guess. And then, you know, you fight them in that, and they're all like, well, verse a verse, your sixth sense sucks fucking ass. You're not eligible to know how people are going to react. Like I played fight with this one kid at the old place that I was working at, Zips and that, a little car wash and that. And I asked him, no, let's play fight and that, you know. So he started play fight with me and that, and like the thing is, it was intimidation. You know, first thing that got a person's intimidation. You know, because you know it's like, oh, you're bigger than me and stronger than me and that. I'm like, okay, you know, yeah, but that doesn't matter in a fight. Someone can be stronger than you, but if you have that intimidation on you, fighting's all about being able to inflict damage without getting damage inflicted on you. Like if you're facing someone that has high amount of skill, yeah, it's gonna be difficult to fight them, hands down. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, I gotta eat these gummy vitamins because I fucking hate all this plastic shit. Gummies are the way to go. Gummies and vegetable tablets. Be surprised how much microplastic that you swallow when you're taking all those fucking fish oils and that. It's like, oh, it dissolves in your blood and that, or it dissolves. It doesn't like stay. Whoops. Whoopsie, baby. And it actually dropped some powder on the fucking floor. No. Okay, it's not that much. But yeah. Now I always because people think they're rough and tough and that. So one of the kids, like I said, one of the kids resents that. He liked boxing, he liked doing all that stuff and that because he was trying to get himself to think that he was strong in that. I say, if you want to think that you're strong in front of your friends, that's fine. The competitiveness is what keeps you growing as a man. You want to be competitive. You want to be sitting there. People say, well, competitiveness. Like, you know what? People talk about competitiveness being bad. I say, yeah, there's good and bad with everything. But if you're competitive in a good way, it's not a bad thing. You should be competitive in a good way. You shouldn't be sitting there and being a piece of shit fucking person. That wants to sit there and thinking that compatibility is fucking stupid, that you can't, you shouldn't stay the same. No human being should stay the same. But then some people go through too much stuff in that. Now this was part of my stream, people that go down to relationships and that. There's a lot of people that stay in a relationship base. Where the act of changing is really fucking low. Because a lot of people get put in their ways, and they don't understand that, that sometimes that your way is not the best. I promise you, and there's always better ways of living life. Like, I think about like meditating or going through those kind of concepts and that. I really truly believe in those type of things. You meditate, you get your shit together, you get your mindset together, you get your life together, you start to build up kind of a thing with yourself that actually fucking does matter.
Fill this up.
Look at all that shit. That's so much crap. I think this is the lock I'm talking about. No, there's no lockers that's locked.
Let me guess. You must be the town lumberjack.
Yeah, they all walk right past me. Yeah, they just walk right past because they all want to get the chainsaw. I find that kind of funny. Yeah. Yeah, this is a guy in here. motherfucker even alive. Yeah, run through it, you fucking moron. Ah! This way, Leon! Oh my god! Ah, god, Leon! I don't bullets work. That's why pistols suck. Like, your hand cannon is the most useful thing in the whole damn game. Leon, don't put out! Oh, you're an idiot. Leon! Snake! Snake! Yeah. The stopping power of the hand cannon's just too fucking good. Yeah, shoot that motherfucker like 30 times, man. Wow, right in the kisser. Yeah, kill this guy. Yeah, this guy disappears. Oh god! Bullets hurt! Big bullets hurt. Big bullets. A mortar's just a gigantic bullet. Basically. Okay.
Ooh. You must be the town lumberjack.
I think it's that guy that popped up back here. I think moves. I thought he moves and then plays that again. No, these people are just fucking hilarious. I get my earmuffs on. I feel stupid. Take that, zombie. You wanna go again, bitch? Let's do this now, motherfucker? Yeah, let's do this now, bitch! Like, I'm gonna get you. Oh, you ain't getting shit, motherfucker. Yeah. Fuck out of here. bitch. Okay. Okay, bro, I can't carry shit. Can I heal? I do need though. Okay, chainsaw's broken. Damn. People are boarding their windows up and shit. Yeah, there was a... There's some people out there that believe zombies are real. You know, in some senses, in spirituality and that, you can do some dark voodoo shit in that, but they're not zombies, they're just corpses.
Alright.
Like, zombies don't exist, zombies crave human flesh and shit, but these corpses just are alive without any soul. Yeah, when you fuck with God's creation, you get to that point where you're starting to learn, like... should have learned it's kind of fucked up. Like, yeah, people are fucked up. Thought I heard one of those. Times 12. Hey, motherfucker. Zombie ahoy! Where's he at? Is that it? Actually, I might as well go inside here and get the crank. I do like the little hand cam though. It shoots the same bullets it says, but it's not as strong. Where's that dude even come from? That dude that busted through that, was he like hop order or something? There he is. There's a guy right behind me. Hey, motherfuckers. People say the rifle one that that Whisker has, where the fuck his name is. Yeah, this is a scene that women are fucking having massive orgasms over. It's like, these women are just flat out fucking sluts and whores. the hoe mentality. Yeah. Like they're all like getting all like, their pussies are getting a little bit of love from Leon's groaning. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Typical fucking woman, bro. Like, oh yeah. This spot's always fun. Not really, this spot fucking sucks, it's annoying.
One of the parts should be just up here.
Ah, it's a bomb guy! Not anymore. Oh, wow, they're actually coming down here. Come on, Leon. That's a shitty ass throw, bro. Lob that shit, bitch. Oh, what the fuck? Ow! What the fuck, you bitch? What a It's really shooting shit. Well, she really fucking fucked up. do some side stretches. Liberty get old. No, I was doing a lot of back exercise in that, and I wasn't stretching out my fucking lats too much. Oh man. Okay. Look how fucked up this place is. It's like old-fashioned 90s, 100%. Can I shoot anybody from here? Oh, that's the part that I have to go at. I wonder if I could shoot that thing down from here. I'm just curious. I guess I can't shoot anyone. They don't pop up until I get over there. That kind of sucks. Stop clicking the button when it's done. Bitch, stop gyrating! Gyrating, asshole. Hey buddy, what are you doing there, buddy? You don't even notice me. The dude's just like sitting there. Can we kill now?
Found the signal receiver. Or at least what's left of it.
Okay, one component left. By the way, I found some evidence of the Pentagon putting pressure on the BSAA. It appears the North American branch has been moving independently.
Heard they had an internal dispute. Think it's related?
That's all I've got. There's been an increase in government surveillance. Looks like my fan base is growing.
Some things never change. Watch your back. I'll contact you again soon.
how hard is it to kill someone with a bulletproof vest on and a fucking helmet that's bulletproof? Like... I have room! And I will make it. There it goes. Gotta get moving. Oh fuck! Dude, I forgot the. I got my powder sitting there. I forgot to shake it up. Whoops. Stupid me. Just to be able to buy things, that's good, but I'll tell you what, people use money as a status holder forever and ever. So the money's used for specific things. That's for a status hold. I learned that. Because my father's kind of like this very money intuition person. He thinks, well, if I have a lot of money now, I can rule over things. I say, yeah, that's what communist-based people tend to do. They look at money as a status point that they're better than every other human because they have more. Being better than someone is selectively fine. There's nothing wrong with saying that you're being better than someone because of something like, like an activity that there's nothing wrong with that. But money, saying that you have more money in that because you work hard, yeah, that version is saying that you're better. It's selectively saying that you're better. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you take it to the point where you're abusing it, which a lot of people tend to do, what happens? You start having these issues, and we were having a talk about presidents and that. And my dad was complaining about the war, and that he's like, "Oh, the war." And I said, but they're killing innocent people in that. And he was just like, "Well, we shouldn't get involved with other people's countries." I said, "What do you mean? These people don't like us." And I said something that I always say to people that are, very it's a religion. They're politically religious. They take one side over the other side every single time unless it fits their way of thinking. So I have, a conversation about it. And I say, "Okay, well, what if you look at it from this perspective?" I said, "What if it was a different president? Someone that was, a liberal, so to speak. Say, what if a liberal president was in? You wouldn't say nothing. You'd be like, yeah, go get those terrorists." I said, so it's a very selective thing. It's just your side demonizes one side, and the other side sits and looks at the other side as they're fucking morons because they know that they lie. It's all about truth and lies. That's all it is. I say what's true is true. You can hate someone and they can still say true things. It doesn't mean that they're lying because you don't like them. Most times people don't like people because of various things like jealousy. Number one is a huge thing why people don't like people. Because they think that they're better than them. It's like, Trump's like the richest president to ever be president. Yeah, technically he is. So? And they'll talk about other people having more money than him. I said, well, but that's nothing to do with that. Elon Musk is literally worth almost $1 trillion. And he's factually a truth seeker. He looks at truth. And he's the one that says, I don't care. It's like, well, what about the money? Dude, I'm like, dude, I'm worth $900 billion. What do you mean, what about the fucking money? You have these fucking loser-ass fucking reporters. Of course, they're always liberal-ass reporters. They always say, what about the money? Dude's worth $900 billion. Dude could literally own the fucking, our country with his money. Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, it's always about the fucking money. And I say, you know what, that's the problem it is. Most people don't have millions of dollars. If a person has $1 million, a middle class person, they're considered to be rich. He said, well, that's not rich though, because I have $2 million. But your lifestyle doesn't take that much money to live. It really doesn't. It's like if I had a million, I always bring this up. If I had $400,000 in my thing, not even a half a million, we'll say 400,000 or 300 something thousand. If I look at the money market and how much money I can make every quarter, which is how you do this shit, learn the economy, learn how to be rich. The only way you can be rich is by learning. You don't learn how to be rich by blowing all your fucking money and saying, I'm broke. You say, well, what do you do with your money? I blow it all. I need a high paid job. You have to pay me more because I'm spending too much money. I said, well, if you live a very easy lifestyle where you're only, and do this when you're young, get a part-time job. You're probably not paying bills anyway. Get something close that you can walk to or that doesn't take a long time to get to. Build up, if you want to build up your credit, build up your fucking credit if you choose to. You don't need to build up your credit. You can financially just finance yourself. Start a freaking, start Edward Jones. Start having them buy in stuff for you, Nat. Or just go on financial sites and learn shit. Like the stocks just dividended down in the last I think it was like 3 or 4 days ago. They went down. That's great. That means that everybody knew that the market was going down. They all sold and they all rebought. That's why the market goes down. People are selling. And then all of a sudden, oil gets cheaper. And guess what happens? Everyone's buying the fucking oil stock again. Because the oil was at 115 or 120. It dipped down to almost $75 to $80. You know how much money stockholders are making? Do you know how much fucking money they're making from selling at 120 and then just to say it was 80? You add that up. That fucking $40, $50 increase. And if you're buying fucking say hundreds of $1,000s worth of shares of that shit, you spent a $40,000 increase. And if you put even more money into it, you're making 40 times almost. 40 times. That's ridiculous. The stocks are fucking all over the place. People are making all kinds of fucking money. Every time there's any type of situation, people are not going to look at it. Every time there's any type of war, stockholders make more money. People make more money because we blow shit up. Why? Because the industrial warfare thing means a lot. People are producing bombs, which means manufacturers are producing, which means stocks are going to go up because manufacturers are producing shit ton of stuff. So when stocks go up, if you already bought that stock, guess what happens? You make more money when they're dropping bombs on people. When they're blowing up a bunch of fucking Islamic terrorist dumb fucks that can't just admit that they're just fucking, that Muhammad was just a fucking failure when it comes down to a Muslim, prophet or whatever the fuck you want to say about their religion. Jesus has always been right. That's it. So everyone's gonna be making money. You got stocks now, but oh man, my stocks went up, and you're like, oh well, maybe war's really good because I'm making money now. Yeah, no shit. Every time we blow anything up, people make fucking profit off of it. That's it. So saving innocent Iranian lives is making America rich. Why is that? Well, guess what? We're taking supply of their oil because of China being a piece of shit fucking, government. People always say it's always about the oil and that. And I was listening to this Newsmax guy. He's just like, yeah, it is, because oil runs countries. Without oil, energy doesn't exist. That's what the problem it is. Our country likes to distribute things successfully. But when the market gets overflowed with a bunch of communist asshole dictators that want to sit there and do these things, they're not understanding that it's fucking with the whole global world. Middle Eastern countries have a shit ton of oil in that. They do. Are their countries fucking rich? No, they're not. I've talked to many people that come from Afghanistan and Iran that their countries are all, it's just sand. Sand and fucking broke ass fucking buildings and that. Why? Because they can never get ahead. And I listened to this, he was a young, he's a young adult now. He told me about his dad. He says, yeah, my dad worked for the U.S. military to make money in that because we couldn't make money. And they were paying him to be an armed escort and shit. So his dad learned how to be in the military and that. And that's what happened because they're faced off against the terrorist organizations in Iran and Iraq and that. So what are we trying to say? The war in the Middle East has always continuously happened because we're never trying to liberate them. People, normal middle class people, are the leading point of many people. They're ran by how much money they make to a certain extent. But of course, the way your life is, there's always two sides you take. Just like Jesus says, you're either hot or cold. If you're warm, I spit you out of my mouth. I never knew you. You're either going to take the line of what the devil wants you to take, or you take the line with what God wants you to take. You can't be both. You have to have love in your heart and be a generally respectful, loving human being to be a righteous person. Which obeying laws is one of the things you're going to have to do. And that's just how it is. And when people go down that structural line of learning, you start to see things from a different perspective. So, like with me in that, I've changed dramatically since 2019. I bring this up a lot because it's the honest truth. I was very, brainwashed by society. I looked at society from a brainwashed perspective. And I always sat there and thought, it's like, these people, I watched a lot of fucking news and that. And like back in the 2000s and that, liberal-based media was more balanced. They weren't such fucking liars. They weren't trying to say, oh man, we lost it. Like, that's because they were in control the whole entire time. And I always used to have these political debates and that people always say like, oh, I remember it. My grandfather was a very Republican person. I said, well, yeah, it's because he was in the war. He fought and fucking saw people die and that, so he knew that war was bad, hand first. When you actually see it, that you're trying to defend innocent people and that, and he said when he went to South Korea and that, and he wore like his uniform and that, and people were sitting there. He had a standing ovation with like South Korea's like head up and that, and they said, I appreciate you for fighting for us and that, It's like they gave him a medal and shit, and it was the truth. When you fight for innocent people, people congratulate you. But when you're the wicked, no one congratulates you. You just get dominated by righteous people. And hands down, it doesn't matter. Wicked people never fucking win. And they never win because they're not supposed to win. So if you're a wicked person, you commit crimes, you're fast to mischief, and you want to be a fucking piece of shit human being, everything catches up to you. God does not forget the shit that we do as humans. And never will forget. That's why we have to look back to how innocent we used to be as kids, how we were raised in that. Some people were raised to be thugs and be stupid and be ignorant because they see that their parents were like that and that their parents' parents were like that. It all came down to that. I look at my generation. The bulk of my parents, both their sides, they all came from, decently religious mainstream households. So it was passed down from generation to generation of being, a good hardworking person. Work hard, earn your wage, go home, bang your wife. Simple facts. Or your girlfriend. Bend her hot ass over and thrash that ass until you can't thrash it no more. That's the common thing that men themselves were relying on. If you work hard, you come home, your woman cooks food for you. Like nowadays, if she has a part-time job, but if a man works hard enough, the woman shouldn't have to work fucking at all outside of the house. Like, I understand that if they're bored, they'll get a part-time job. Most men say, I'll work harder. Nowadays, men don't work hard at all. I got people that want to, like, they leave work, and they'll be like, well, I just don't feel like being, at work today. I was like, why? It's a little emotionally. That's like, stop acting like a woman. Women get emotional. As in, women rely on emotions to live. Men, we can't because society doesn't look at men like that. Society looks at men as we're supposed to be strong to be able to work. We're supposed to be funny. We're supposed to be courageous. We're supposed to be smart. We're supposed to do all these fucking things. We can't be the child. You see, a man and a female, when they're like young, before they hit puberty and that, they were basically the same. Boys would be a little bit stronger, kind of. But once they hit puberty, that's when the change starts happening. Men have to be tough and be strong. If we get punched in the face, we just get punched in the face. We don't react. I get burns. I get scratches. I'll get a scratch. I got a scratch like 4 or 5 days ago, and I just looked at it like I got it right here. I could see it. It's starting to heal up now. And I sat there and I took it. It was bleeding. I just wiped it off and kept on working. If anybody else got a scratch, they'd be like, oh my god, my finger's bleeding. They would freak the fuck out. I said, dude, I get scratches and burns all the damn time. And then you got these people that want to compare it. I said, I got burns, scratches, and scars all over my motherfucking damn body. I mean, obviously they're little, because I've never been in dramatically heavy fucking, issues with, getting fucked up in that, but. What time is it? Okay. Almost 1:30. Yeah, they want me to go to work early today. Yeah, am I thinking about getting on Diablo? Because I kind of want to play with the Warlock. I'm going to get him up in that max amount. Get him, in the 70s and shit. He'd be easy ass class to level up. His AoEs are phenomenal. He'd be the easy one to go through cows and just kill a bunch of cows and level up super fast. It's kind of like the poison necro. But poison necro, it's the opposite. Like, you go down it and, you get... the necro gets poison dagger. He gets, a wall of flames, and he gets a thing called apocalypse. I really want to fuck around with that class so bad. So, I might actually just do that. So I'm going to get off of this stream because I'm almost at 70 hours now. I'm just going to play 423 hours on Diablo.